Welcome to the Black on the Block podcast, where we're all about preserving the black family. Everything is pro-black, but don't get it twisted. We respect everyone, but we love our people first.
What up, y'all? This is your soul sister, Kae Maree, and we are Black on the Block.
This your favorite guy, Coach Scrap, and you listen to Black on the Block podcast.
This is your humble servant, Pops, and you are listening to Black on the Block.
Hey, y'all. This your girl, Neka B. Welcome to Black on the Block.
Say, open the door, let me in. Teach a song, preach a sin. Turn the cheek, let it slide. Give 5 on the black hand side.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Black on the Block. You got your host with the most, Coach Scrap. You got Kae Maree, Neka B, and the humble servant, Pops. What's up with y'all?
What's up?
Well, Scrap.
So look, we're gonna jump right into it. I think a couple episodes back, we did the episode on Dank the Tank.
Oh, goodness.
What?
Some might know as Bone Crusher.
Okay.
Some might know as the Lyft thief. But anyway, this woman got into this she tried to order a Lyft. And it is Lyft, right? It wasn't Uber. It's Lyft, right?
I think it was Lyft.
Yeah, I don't want to put that on Uber. Food them. But she ordered a Hot Wheels car to come pick her up.
It was a compact vehicle.
Compact. And they weren't about to pack her in there. But anyway, she sued these people because the Lyft driver, I guess, from what I'm hearing, said, ma'am, you can't fit in here. You're not gonna be able to fit in here. And she sued the shit out of them and lost.
I think he said everything but that. He said my tires are too small. The back seat might not be accommodating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to consider damage. He was trying his best not to state the obvious.
You're right. And what pisses me off about her is that she don't state the obvious. Because she uses all these different words for fat instead of saying fat.
What did she say?
What were some of those words? Yeah.
A little larger. Instead of using words like obese, can't get in. I think what lost her that lawsuit is when she sat on that goddamn couch on the Breakfast Club.
Oh my goodness.
No, she lost well before then.
What happened on this club?
He said at least they know how to accommodate a woman. That's what she said.
They had a little chair out there on the Breakfast Club, and she said, I can't sit in that thing. And they went and moved the whole couch.
The whole couch.
And pulled that motherfucker up.
Yeah.
And she said, she said, y'all know how to accommodate a woman. No woman should have to be accommodated like that. If you pull a couch up for old Kohei, man, about 5 of us about to sit on that thing. We about to kick it.
Come on, Kae Maree and Neka B. What y'all thinking now? I see. Come on now.
Right, I see 1 and 9.
I just was trying to look up details on, what was stated as far as the judge regarding the lawsuit. I just wanted to be correct in my reporting, but go ahead. I'm not saying I disagree.
Man, that judge probably said, man, listen to her.
Put your judge hat on, Coach.
I'm not, but Neka B, since I did do a little research on it, what I read was actually what I think they said lost the case was
a meal she ate the day before.
They were gonna bring her to the witness stand. What she told the judge it was inappropriate to have that chair sitting there and they need to accommodate her when they were trying to bring her to the witness stand.
The courts needed to accommodate her.
I'm messing with you.
Boy, hey,
this is the thing, though. Life been lifing, so I haven't had a chance to do.
She tried to go up in them witness boxes. And
let me tell you something, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That was about to have to be a whole pond by itself.
I'm making light of it. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that the sister has confidence, and I think that her trying to be healthier because I think she had gotten a personal trainer. So I was kind of making light of it, but I don't want to. I'm not going to be callous like that. I was just making a little lighthearted joke.
I'm gonna tell you, man. We live in a world today where you get counsel for everything, right? And you have these bigger women, and every time somebody say something about them, is all you body shaming her. Man, forget all that, dog. Because none about that is gonna have anybody out here wanting to do like that. Don't nobody truly want to be that goddamn big. It ain't nobody walking this earth want to be like that. And when you say something about them, all your body shame. Don't talk about her. You doing it. Fuck all that. We're not
I
doing
think
that.
she said she doesn't identify as big. So before that, and if that's true, I don't know. But if that's true, then we're in a society where we just have this altered sense of reality every which way we turn, and so
I think that's what Scrap was alluding to.
Right,
it's delusion. Yeah.
What does she identify as? If you don't, I mean,
we'd have to bring her on the show and ask. I have no idea.
We don't have enough.
Now that's what I want to be.
Stop it.
What
Stop
do
it.
you identify as?
Yeah.
Skinny.
I don't identify as skinny.
Right. And again, this is the thing, being a woman who struggled with weight, I get it. It's hard out there. But don't be rolling your eyes, Coach.
Nigga, man, you ain't no struggle with that. You ain't no struggle with that
not
right
that type of struggle, but once you hit that weight, I cannot even imagine what it would take for you to, get it off. So yeah. Yeah. So you have to stop it. You have to make decisions well before then, I think.
Nah, for sure. But I need to find out about my man. Did he get his job back? You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Right.
People on social media were saying now he needs to sue her,
Man, he need to sue Lyft.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He need to sue them.
Right.
You can let this damn woman come in here and bombard me out of a job. And y'all saw this damn that was an open and shut case.
You said it when we reported it. You said it. Those exact words.
Open and shut case, man. Open and shut case. Hey, moving forward though, it has been some disturbing news in the media lately. And I first heard about this probably about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, about a woman doing a conjugal visit. And for those of you who don't know what a conjugal visit is.
That old coach school.
You
say wiggle the fingers.
Hey, let me tell you something. I know, a lot of people don't like the people that's in jail right now, prison or whatever. They've done some things, but as a human, you still gotta get that,
Got needs.
You got needs. I don't understand the level at which you'd have to feel about like yourself and your situation to agree to a conjugal visit. Just me as a woman.
I'm a germaphobe.
Okay, this is the thing. I mean, you might have a slight opportunity if we were married prior to.
This, what I'm talking about, yeah.
These both, because there's been two recent, and it's been at the same prison. So let's talk about that. It's Mule Creek State Prison in California.
Mule Creek.
Look it up. Within like 4 or 5 months of each other. So both of these women married these men after they were in prison. Now the one of them, Miss Tanya Thomas, 47 years old, she knew him prior to, and they had a child together. So okay, I'll give you that, right? But the other one who we were first brought attention to, Miss Stephanie Dowell, she was 62 years old, and she had on social media all the time, seemed to have herself together. So she didn't know him. He had been accused of murdering 4 people and was serving life sentence. And you married him. And so it speaks to me to the desperation of the dating pool out there. I'm telling you, it's pretty bad, okay?
Is it that bad?
I mean, my God. Like, I just be lonely because I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't marry. I don't think you should marry a person that's incarcerated at the time. That's crazy.
And lie. You know
by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't delusion.
I don't.
It's diabolical.
They must got something going on down there though, because like you said, it's at the same prison. It didn't happen that far in between time. Like what the hell they got going on down there?
I mean, she married someone who was incarcerated for murdering 4 people.
You can't.
And it may be lack of supervision. Well, can you even supervise those? How do
So
you?
here's the thing: for conjugal visits, they're not sitting in the room with you. They have like little housing or whatever set aside, whatever. So they're not, and you're staying the night essentially. So,
Yeah, I'm about to go crazy. I don't need you here watching me. I'm about to go shoot.
and then I thought about, here's the thing, but then when they had said it happened the second time, I said the likelihood of that is very. I used to have an associate, she wasn't really a friend, she was an associate, but it was cool. And her thing sexually was getting choked, right? And so, but she was talking to me, this was years ago, about a time where, she had met a new guy, he was younger or whatever, and it was his first experience with it. And so, like, I guess once he got into it, like, he went a little bit too far. She said she passed out. She passed out. So, but so after that, they had to come up like with a safe word, basically. If you can even get that out during the moment.
If you see my eyes bulging out of my head, okay.
Now you might get it from. Never mind.
That could be possible. Maybe that's an out for them. But then, can you prosecute somebody that's already on life, like in life, doing life?
What else are they gonna do to him except take
nothing you can do, right?
For future conjugal visits,
right?
We don't want to lose them.
Rest in peace. I feel bad for the families, of course. One of the young ladies, the family didn't even know she had married him until last year, because she had kept it a secret. Because she did it by,
That's where my mind went immediately. I wondered what her children thought of this. Your mom has met someone, and of course, mom is grown. She can do what she wants. But I wondered what were some of those conversations as she was going to travel to meet with this gentleman, or talking with him on the phone, or even if they had many conversations about it. But I wonder what type of frustration they felt, because if they were having conversations and they were like, Mama, this is not a good idea. And then that happened. And all it happened just like we thought it would.
Mm-hmm. And so how oftentimes is that role reversed where we're telling our kids, because we see it coming, right? So in that case, it was reversed. And I do know for Miss Stephanie, the 60-year-old young lady, her son was the one who kept pushing and saying, no, we need to find out what happened here. So, and of course, her son is grown. So yeah, definitely a loss.
So let me ask you this. So when it came out in the report, was they just saying these women went there and they just passed away? Or what was they saying?
So to my understanding, the one with Tanya actually happened first, but her family did not get the media coverage that Stephanie got. And then once Stephanie got the media coverage, then her family came out. As far as Stephanie, they just kept saying that she had passed away. The family still to this day is kind of fighting for information on that. Then they finally, because the family did such a big push, said that she died of strangulation. Well, there's only 2 people in the room. So it's not even like, like if you were in a regular prison setting where you have inmates fighting each other, then, there may be some question about who did what, but in this case, it's not.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. And definitely, like I said, definitely sending prayers to the family. That's crazy. And shit. And yeah, I'm about like you and Kae Maree. We just ain't gonna get married and you're in there.
I know it's no benefit to you. It's no benefit.
And to be honest with you, if we married before you go, you got a year. You got a year to be home. But we just about to call this off. Cause I'm gonna tell you something, the coach, they about to be running around here for 10, 15 years fooling with you.
I mean, listen, my sister, when we were younger, she used to be like, listen, I'm not no ride or die. She said, you got maybe 30 days. You do a 30-day sentence. She said, I might try to ride with you, but 14 days, I'm ready to move on. Hey,
listen, I told my wife before, if the shit ever go down, and I just got to be, I did something to protect the family, or something happened and went left, and listen, go do your thing. Because I'm not about to be on that I'm not about to be on that 2-minute phone call stressing every day. Who that in the background? Where you been? I ain't got time for none of that.
Who in the background?
Hey, go do your thing. Go do your thing.
On the episode of Love After Lockup, I watch it occasionally when I'm bored as hell. Okay. Like, Like he had an actual like camera in her room, in her bedroom.
Really?
And so like her friends and stuff felt uncomfortable with that because he'd be like, "Oh, why so and so over there? What y'all talking?
What
You know
you
what?
gonna do, sir?
And why would you allow that type of control for a man that's in jail? Like that is
Ridiculous.
that is what Kae Maree? What's that?
Yeah. Hey, my nerves I ain't got enough nerves to be. I ain't got time for all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because who installed the camera? Why did you allow this to be installed?
Right.
That's what
Right.
And you know, not going too deep in my history, but you know, I had some little, you know, back in my younger days, I had some little run-ins with the laws, and I had to be behind them. But I used to hear them cats on the phone, hey, going off. Woman, if you don't hang up on his ass, what is wrong with you?
Right.
I'm talking about he at the wall, about to turn the goddamn phone off the wall.
Right. And she's still on the phone, and she paying for the call. She paying for the call. So yeah, no.
I done heard cat. I done heard a cat. Hey man, call. I need you to call such and such on throughway for me. So, bitch, did I tell you to get man? Hang up on that fool. He don't get out for 20 more years.
Yeah.
What are he gonna do? Not call you? I ain't gonna call you no more. Then.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Help both of us out.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate.
This world we live in.
Hey, it's crazy, man. Folks don't identify as obese. When they're obese, you got folks marrying after lockup. And not to make light of that situation, because it's definitely that is terrible. And
you think about real quick, Coach, if I can, like when they were getting ready that morning or whatever, they were excited. They were packing their stuff. They, you know, like, and they did not think they were not coming home. And
right,
like,
put the good drawers in there. You put the good drawers in there.
Your good panties. You
I'm
know,
not
like,
excited about having someone in a prison, even if it's my husband or someone I love. That shit is oppression. And I'm not excited about going to see someone that I love behind bars, and definitely not about performing an intimate act, an act of love, while, I mean, in that setting. That shit would not excite me.
You'd be surprised.
But think about it, Neka B and Kae Maree, and try not to think in terms of what you all would accept or not accept, but expand it to maybe associates, friends of, you know, regarding the dating pool. What would make a person that's about 60, 65 feel that level of desperation? Is what type of climate is it out here now for dating? Like, help me understand that.
I mean, you gotta be a true soldier. You know, I'm out here in the trenches.
You say that you got boots on their stuff, nigga. B.
Every day, I'm suited and booty. You hear me?
Stomping.
Like Coach said, I'm not gonna go all into my history, but younger years, you know, I was in a relationship with somebody that was in and out of trouble a lot. I made jail visits, you know.
Yeah.
Prison visit, wasn't jail, prison. But I don't. Even then, I was in love, baby. You couldn't have told me nothing. I wouldn't have done a conjugal visit. Like, I just got too much respect for myself. And
you out to the side though, you know.
Because it's something about, and I will tell you something that's very demeaning. Something that's very demeaning is as a woman, like, because you know they do count, like right in the middle, like several times during a visit they do count. So like you loving this man that's locked up, and you know the situation, and you're struggling with respect. Because here's the thing: one of the most demeaning things to me during my experience was, it's count time. So you got to get up. They line them up on the wall and you got to count. You a grown man and you doing this in front of some people, in front of your wife, in front of your kid. Like, you know, they got a line where you can't cross to go to the vending machines. And you a grown man. You got to tell her, oh, get this, get that out. You know what I'm saying? So for me, even just that experience, like, left me feeling very, I don't know. I don't even know the word for it.
Deflated.
Beyond. Like, yeah. So to say then I'm giving my body to you on a prison facility grounds.
That shit ain't
and I don't know what kind of cameras. The guards freaky too. You know, they might have, next thing I know, I'm on the internet. You know.
Pornhub.
I'm on
XXX.
And ain't making $1. Yeah.
But you know what but scrap. Now you already know they waiting up on them cell blocks. When you come back off their conjugal, they like, hey.
Right. Come tell you something.
They need details. If I don't get the conjugal, don't come see me no more.
If I don't get the conjugal, don't come see me no more. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you something. If I don't get the conjugal, don't come see me no more. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you something. If I don't get the conjugal, don't come see me no more. If I don't get the conjugal, don't come see me no more. Don't even come see me no more. We done.
No, well, that's messed
I'm
up.
coming, bro.
You said you was gonna tell her to move on, but
Okay.
pick a side, because now you straddling the fence.
Nah, but you gotta. I mean, you gotta think though, like especially like older women, and were they like what Caucasian women?
No, I'm speaking about because they are black women, like
Black
black
women.
women. Yeah.
Man, 65 years old, man. It's tough.
62.
62.
62.
Yeah.
Both of them 62.
The other one was
No,
47.
47. Yeah, 47.
Okay, now I'm gonna go back to 62.
Okay.
It's a little tough. Dating pool a little tough out here.
I mean, shit.
And one thing I will say is they know how to talk.
Mm-hmm.
They for sure know how to talk. You know, you think about these kids is in different facilities now, and you think about the things they've learned over the years and the way they're able to get over on different people and get around certain situations. You take a cat that's 50, that's been doing this, man, about 25 years, 30 years of his life. Right. Man, you know how to talk you right on that. Yeah, come on down here. Come on down here. I got something for you.
Yeah.
But like you said, Neka B, the crazy thing about it, and not even just with somebody being murdered or anything, you made a good point. Like when you wake up that morning, you getting dressed and you going through your daily routine and you doing whatever it is you do, the thought never passes your mind that I won't be coming home no more. Right. This is the last time I'm gonna be doing this. And to me, that's a sad reality. That's a real sad reality.
And also think about this: most of the prisons are in remote areas, so it's not like you went right down the street. You took a drive, and not only that, the check-in process is horrendous. Yeah, sure. and that makes you feel like you in jail. I've done a crime, and so to go through that, and I did that because how I feel about you, and then you don't even let me walk out them doors. That's crazy.
It's selfish. Mm-hmm. Selfish as hell.
They're in there for a reason.
Right. Well, I say that, but also there's justifications for murder sometimes. Yeah.
This person, according to the court transcripts, laid 4 guys down. It was a robbery, but when he didn't see what he was coming for, he made those 4 guys lay down and just shot him in the back of the head, execution style.
And you made cats after the fact. And this is the thing. This was Stephanie because and one of the things I think was probably a driving force for her is if you see her on social media, watch anything from her, like she's, clearly spiritually aligned. And I don't want to say this, and I'll say what's on my first mind is maybe too much so, because you're saying, all about forgiveness and turning the other cheek. And I think, yes, that's great. But in reality, you still have to protect yourself. Right. And I think, but he murdered 4 people. You didn't know him before. You didn't know him. And clearly you didn't know him upon, death, because I don't think I've been with a man who would kill me. I don't, maybe they wanted to, my mouth, but I don't think I've been with a man who would go through with it.
While we're on this subject, I got something that's been on my mind for a week.
Oh gosh. A whole week?
It's been on my mind for a week because I've been seeing it a lot. Amongst Facebook users, Twitter users, Instagram users. It's been on a lot of feeds. And it's something that I've had an issue with for years, and it pisses me off, and I want to get y'all take on this.
Okay.
I'm getting tired of the free such and such t-shirts and the free him, free such and such to you can say it backwards. I'm getting sick of it. They did what they did.
Right.
And I guess I feel this way because I'm at an age now where I call the police on your ass. I'm at an age now where I would get you. I would have the folk lock your ass up. Don't do nothing around me, because I'm at a point that if we get pulled over, I'm telling you. That's where I'm at in my life. And so when you're doing wrong, and everybody run right here, free the homie. Why? He's running amok.
Right.
He's running amok. He don't need to be free.
He does not. I've been tired of seeing those shirts.
My shit pisses me off. So I see on Facebook all the time. For typing, free the homie. No.
Your homie
stole from them people.
There. Yeah.
Now he need to do what he need. Now he stole from people.
I
I
love
think you're right. You and Kae Maree are right. Like you reach an age where, well, and some people don't have to reach age, but at some point you reach an age where you tired of the mess. Like at some point,
I'm there.
you know.
I stay in a nice neighborhood, HOA. Some kids. I'm telling you, some kids. I don't like the HOA because they cost too much.
I don't like them either. But go ahead.
Can't stand them. It's always somebody that had to cuss lady out not too long ago talking about parking. But couple kids was, you know what I'm saying, running and knocking on doors. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
I knew who they were. I knew who they were.
We know you did.
Yeah, because they go to school with my daughter. So I knew who they were. I said, okay. Hand me the phone. 911. Hello.
not the police for knocking on doors.
Oh, run around. Come talk to him. Shake him up a little bit.
Shake him up a little bit.
Hey, man, hey, listen. Don't bother my house. It's 11 o'clock at night. It's 11 o'clock at night. Now you rather be called the police on or come out with a double barrel?
Did you know the kids? You saw them on your bell, on your doorbell, on your
talk to them, coach.
No, every last one of these little
thing.
Because this is the thing, they could have went left.
Coach, they go to school with your daughter. Talk to them because these are Black youth, and we know how shit can go when the police come out or they're called to talk to Black youth. They can end up like a Trayvon or a Michael Brown. That shit can go left real damn quick.
What if I end up at something?
You could have talked. You can talk to him. Feel in danger?
Yeah.
You did? I don't believe that.
No, I didn't feel in danger, but it was women at my house, and it was, like I said, it was like 11 o'clock at night, and they was knocking on the doors in the garage and stuff. You know, okay. My wife and them having some drinks and stuff. They just chilling. So yeah, they like, what the hell going on?
Let me ask you this though, both Kae Maree and how many of the young folks have you all tried to talk to, especially when they're in the act of doing something mischievous?
Well,
like not in a residential setting, but like on the street.
I haven't encountered that in the community when a young person has been mischievous.
I can definitely speak to it. I'm not from Memphis at all, but I was working in Memphis one day at a store, and you had a group. It was the bus used to let the kids off right in front of the store that I was working at every day. You had to see a big old bunch of them every day, and they was coming down and they were picking on this girl, and they had to straight up jacking in front of the store. Like, I mean, maybe would have whooped me at that point. But I went out there, me and a coworker, and got in between them. Like, y'all fighting over a boy. Come to find out, that's ridiculous. Stop it. Now, could I have gotten hurt? I could have, and whatever. But you make individual choices, and I'm not knocking nobody for their decision to do whatever. But if you ask, will I act in the actual when things are going on? The answer is absolutely yes. If I.
But how long ago was that?
Probably about 5-6 years.
And I get what you're alluding to. But if it is, and I'm not going to intervene on every situation, if it's a youth I don't know, but if it's a youth I know and I'm familiar with and I have a rapport with, then I will step in the moment. I don't have a problem doing that. And if it's not in the moment and there's an opportunity to address it with that youth between incidents to prevent it from happening again, I will do that. I'm not afraid. And I know different. I know that are different than they were 10 years ago. But I don't have a problem stepping in dependent on the situation.
I'm going to say this, though, when it's dealing with, especially because what they did, and I'm going to just go back to the situation at hand, I did when I was a kid, right? So I get that. I wasn't running around at 11 o'clock at night doing stuff when it was so much stuff going on. And although they go to school with my daughter, and I do know them, what I do know about young men is I'm not about to play with them in certain situations, because also a lot of these young men off of pride and trying to be funny or try to get one off on somebody grown.
Yeah.
So I ain't even about to play with them in this situation.
Protect your house, however you need to protect your house. I'm just saying, like, for me, I don't, like, when in situations, and I've been in several, I don't, like, think of calling the police first when it's a Black youth, just because I know the ramifications for that. So, but I get it. Protect your house how you need to feel it. You need to at that time.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the same way as well. And the same way I talk to parents when it comes to me coaching. I'm not his father. I'm not going to raise it. I'm not going to raise this kid either.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not my job to raise them. Do I give them some stuff? Yeah, I give all these kids some advice, and I try to teach them. But at some point, let's start taking some blame. Hey, man, you got to teach them. For one, why they outside at 11 o'clock at night? That's for one.
Mm-hmm.
Why you outside? Like my kid is not about to be outdoors. You ain't about to sit on the porch at 11 o'clock at night, especially in today's climate, right? And I'm definitely not alluding to, well, if something happened to them because of the police, they shouldn't have. I ain't gonna lose it because as a police officer, you're dealing with a kid or whatever you're dealing with, you ain't gotta shoot no goddamn bad. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely ain't alluding to that either. But the way laws is shaped and shifted and stuff like that, 'cause I know Kae Maree, you asked a question, I caught you, was like, was I at home that night? I also don't want to do nothing to somebody saying I'm protecting my own and I can't be here no more. I'm locked up because I was protecting somebody.
Yeah.
So guess who I got to call? The Ghostbusters, man.
Yeah, I get it. I
got to call the Ghostbusters on your ass and sit down somewhere.
Did they catch him?
Yeah, they talked to him. And the guy that came, because he pulled up at the crib, it was the sheriff department, he was a younger dude. And I explained it to him from, like, bro, I know what they're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what you explain.
I did. I didn't, he didn't pull up and hey, get their ass out of this neighborhood right now. It wasn't, it was definitely like, bro, I did it when I was a kid, I'm sure you probably did it. But my concern is, what if you do that and say somebody's door was unlocked or something? You kick that motherfucker and it fly open. And it's an older guy. Everybody ain't gonna be like that with you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not about to run around the neighborhood looking for your little.
And everybody's not gonna be like what you did and actually take the time to explain it to the police. You know, some people call it rah, which doesn't help in a climate where our kids are still being, you know, treated like they're targets.
I definitely did that. Like, I wasn't mad. Like, once I figured out who it was and what that, I wasn't mad. And I saw them in school like a week later. I went up there. Hey, man, I'm kicking your ass. Come around my door again. I'm picking. Cole, I swear to God, it wasn't me, Cole. Yes, it was. You thin man. You the thinnest one up. It was you.
I got your camera. Got your screenshot.
Still got the same jeans on. Yeah, that was you. Don't do that. Don't do that. And
it got to be two sides. It got to be two sides of it. Scrap. What you did was a good thing, especially because you got a chance to talk with them later. You got, you told the police, we've done things like that before, but that accountability part is important. We have to make sure that we're not sending folks out into the community, and I mean parents. Let's try our best not to send people out that will hurt people. Because but it starts early on, and it takes a lot, because when I was working a particular job and I was working with folks that were considered at risk, it was different because I had rapport with them. And I even cautioned my coworkers against going to young men too strong too early. You have to build rapport first, and you have to let them know that I genuinely care about you. And then they can receive what you say better, but sometimes it's no time for that. And if you deal with folks that got a pistol with an extended clip in their pocket, and they've shot at folks, they shot at somebody 2 nights ago, or they going on their way to shoot at somebody now, you might not know that you coming out there to try to do a good thing. Young man, come here, let me talk to you. Well, so, you know what I mean? Sometimes we have to be honest that it's not like that. And things have changed so quickly due to social media. People shoot quickly now. Sometimes a person just not in that right mind. I've seen too many instances of parents having to call police on their own children because the children were beating up the mom or the dad, or threatened to shoot the mom or the dad.
And so,
no, I don't understand it.
But no, there have been instances of children shooting the family.
Yeah.
Because they tried to ground them.
Yeah.
And these are not isolated. Well, even if they were not happening a whole lot, hell, killing your mama, your daddy, your sister, your little brother, one time is too many. But I've seen several of these incidents, and we have to start trying to figure out what are the precursors to these things, what's leading up to it, and what can we do to help prevent it. And what do you all think?
I think that's all the parents, man. I've seen this so many times to where, a kid 1-2 years old, and this thing stretches out, and this kid now 15, 16 years old, and you can let so much go. You can't tell them shit no more. Him or her. You can't tell them that no more. But I'm like Neka B. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Man, look here, man. Man, you blinked the wrong way in my house. Man, listen, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't play with me.
Yeah, well, growing up, I told I always gave you have an option. You have an option for that. We all make choices in life. But if you do me, you better kill me, baby. Because you be ready to face that murder charge. And that's it. Like, I don't, they older now, so yes, I see them making mistakes way more often than what I've liked, right? But they're grown. I've raised them. I know that I've set the foundation, but growing up, you have to know what you're gonna allow in your household and what you are not. I wasn't trying to be so dominating that they didn't have, wasn't able to think freely and, whatever. But also there's a respect factor that comes in. I am your caregiver. I am a nurturer. I'm everything you need. There's no doubt about it. So what you're not going to do is disrespect me. And we went through stages. I went through stages with my son and my daughter, with them wanting to puff up a little bit, but they learned very, very swiftly that wasn't going to be tolerated.
Did you say swiftly?
Swiftly. Swiftly.
Yeah, I remember doing that when I was in my teens. I remember being that type of person. Want to buck up a little bit and do this. I'm getting stronger, getting a little older. I want to buck, but it got shut down very quickly. It was shut down very quickly.
And it should have been.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Like, for sure. But I'm a firm believer, like, when it comes to parents, like, and I use this for athletes or whatever it is you're doing in life, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, right? So when like you just said, there's certain things that you're not going to do in your house, certain things you just can't allow. And it's the little things. You correct the little things, and the big things can be corrected, like you said, very swiftly. Mm-hmm. But and it's small things like being on the phone at 1-2 in the morning, you gotta go to school.
Yeah.
And the parent walking by and looking at you on the phone at 1 or 2 when they saying nothing to you, or this, that, and third, and then when something happens, you want to say something to me. Man, you got me messed up.
Or even now, let's go back even a little further, where they think it's cute that their kids cussing and they posting it on social media. Or the middle finger. I hate the middle. Even for grown people, like, to me, it's something about it is just so very. When I tell you, it makes my skin crawl. And I got a granddaughter coming up, and I see she gonna be sassy, baby. She gonna be sassy.
Where that from?
I have no idea, Kae Maree. But Nene got something for her. She called me Nene because I'm gonna pop that little text. We not doing it.
So you don't like no middle finger, huh?
Middle finger, it does something to me. Something to me. Yeah. And then we think it's cute. We laugh, and you raising kids. And you think it's cute at 2, but when they 10 and they cussing you out and smacking you with almost as much power as you got, it's not cute no more. Yeah.
Damn, I hate for a kid to ever hit me. I hate that. That'll break my heart.
Stop it mid-air, or do you feel like you take it and then gotta I feel like I would stop it mid-air.
I want it.
You want the sting?
Yeah, I want it because that's gonna enhance whatever's about to happen to you.
Okay.
I'm knee deep. I'm knee deep up in you. Then I ain't gonna lie to you. Can't nobody come off.
Lord, never.
Now again, going back to our previous recording where we were talking about, getting your ass whooped in front of your kids. We don't want that to happen to you. So you need to be ready, especially by no kid.
I'll tell you something. I'm gonna take a baseball bat. I'm not losing.
Whatever it takes.
Once you acted like Cat Williams several years ago.
I would not be like that.
Cat.
And see that it was documented. That was the most egregious thing. And whoever was filming was like about 2 feet away from him. I mean,
I think he the only cat in the world that can get beat up by a kid and be okay.
That's it. That kid.
He bounced back though. He bounced back.
Yeah.
I mean, but the guy did have him by about 30 to 40 pounds.
Yeah,
So,
that has to take it, and that's why again So going back to that, as a single mother raising kids, again, I'm 5'2.5", so I had to make sure that fear was instilled at, a certain point, and I did a pretty good, decent job at that.
You damn sure did.
Go on, Scrap.
I know a lot of single mothers, and they sons scared of me.
Yeah.
And it's just one of them things, like, especially with young men, like, bro, I can't stand to see a young man disrespect his mother. Right? But then when somebody say something about you, you ready to fight because somebody said your mama.
Right.
But you don't like it either.
I can disrespect her, but you can't.
Right.
Yeah, you don't like it either, so you shut up too.
And that spills into your relationships as an adult. When you're looking at relationships, look at how a man treats his mother or gets along with his mother. Look at those dynamics with mother, grandmother, aunts, but I'm spilling into a whole nother thing. So,
but you're right. You're absolutely right.
That's one of the things that's a pet peeve of mine. I hear on a lot of different shows. They will always say that I want to know how he treats his mother. Hell, I want to know how he treats the father. That's what I never hear. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I understand it. But we're gonna have to open this thing up.
How's that pet peeve?
Because I don't like the overemphasis. Because Brian Davis was on the Breakfast Club recently, and he was saying that he had a fractured relationship with his mother. And he said there were a lot of guys that had come up to him and said, man, I'm glad that you're talking about it because there's no space for us to even mention it because the mom is off limits. It's always give your mom grace. First of all, you didn't ask what did your mom do to, have you feeling like this? No one will ask that question. They'll say, hey, look here, that's your mama, man. You never say that. You don't know what that person has been suppressing.
Yeah. And when I say look at how he gets along with his mother, I'm not saying just look at that. I mean, obviously, people's relationships and relationship problems stem from something. And oftentimes when it's between child and parent, I believe most times is from parental mistakes. Kids aren't born having issues with their parents. It's oftentimes due to some type of neglect, some type of abandonment, some type of abuse that happened during childhood, some type of unresolved childhood traumas. But still, we need to pay attention to those things when we are getting in relationships with people. If those childhood traumas are those strained relationships with parents have not been resolved, or if they've not worked through those issues and they spill over into those personal relationships, we need to be mindful of that because that will affect us as the partners.
There's going to be a lot of mindfulness because I think the parents absolutely need to be looked at. I think one of the things that I would advise people on is take time to study the people that folks come from. Look into it. Be patient. Don't just jump out of the window because that person looks good. That if a woman is looking at a guy, he's tall, he's this, he's that. Who does he come from? And how are they? What is the dynamic? You have to look at a historical thing. Don't just look at that person because, as you mentioned, and I think that is true, what happens in these relationships? Sometimes the abuse starts before that child is born. If someone has been addicted to a substance, and we know that what's going on in an environment with a woman when she's pregnant can affect that child later. There are a lot of studies about it. And of course, the ACEs study, it talks about a lot, but so much of it, and Scrap, you said, it's, you blame the parents, but working in the fields that we've worked in, I would say go in the home and meet some of the parents. And you tell me if that child had a chance.
Right. I agree.
Just meet them.
Now, that was one of the first lessons I learned was when you are dating someone, you need to look into their social history. Because that says a lot about, that can give you a lot of indicators. I was already in a relationship at that point. So anyway, I'm already in a relationship. Had never been given that advice. Now that I am single, I'm still trying to figure out how to do a psychosocial on a date in a conversational manner.
It's crazy.
But I just let people share, and I'm listening, and I'm doing it in my head because I'm looking into that social history, and I'm taking notes.
I think that is a very wise thing to do. And I think as I was going to say the wrong word. I was going to say as elders in the community, but as older people in the community, as we're advising younger folks.
And don't even say that.
She doesn't identify as elder.
I got you. You know, okay.
As grown people, as adults in the community,
as wise people of the community, we'll say when we're advising younger folks, because I've told folks, please be patient. There was a wise man, Neely Fuller Jr., said before a person is ever intimate with another person, they should have asked 600 questions and had those questions answered before there's any intimacy.
Well,
and when he said that, I understand the theory behind it, and I think that if that was done, it would be a lot less pain on the back end. But rarely have I ever seen. And some jokers don't know your last name, and it's popping. So depending on, because you said this climate of quote desperation, the dating pool, it's people that there's some bizarre things going on right now in the society. Bizarre.
And it's across the spectrum, regardless of age. I think when you're younger, you worried about being accepted and somebody liking you. I just want to be popular. I just want somebody to like me. I want somebody to accept me. And then, over time, hopefully, you've grown some. And I think it's just about being lonely and wanting that level of companionship. When I have, women my age and older, quite a bit older, who I talk to who are single and don't have mates, they're lonely and they want companionship. They want somebody to go to the casino with and to go out to dinner with.
You don't do that if your partner's doing life in prison.
No, you can't. Absolutely, but I guess you can depend on that phone. I don't know.
Yeah, I got something for that. Mm-hmm. I want you to tell those wise women, those elderly ladies. Tell them, just give me a second. I got something for everybody. I'm about to put some stuff together, so ain't nobody got to be lonely.
All the women dating site. What you gonna do?
It's gonna be I'm gonna have a hand picked, personally group of guys to take care of them lonely nights.
But this is the thing, though. Going back to something Pop sent in the group earlier this week. Whether you agree or disagree, I think that's gonna be I think that needs to be a separate show within itself. Older men don't want older women. In general, older men don't want. If you talk to somebody in their 50s, they looking for women in their late 20s, 30s.
For sure.
So then that even boxes you out as a woman. You know,
I'm gonna have some youngins out there. I'm about to get these ladies together.
Okay. Well, they're gonna be looking for that in the following episode, so I'm gonna.
It sounds like you looking for it.
I got you one. I'm not looking for it. I'm just saying viewers are going to expect you to follow through on what you say.
I think this is how we need to sell it. Tell me if y'all agree or disagree. If you are, what's the age limit? What minimum age?
For who? What's up?
Women. The women.
I mean, they can be whatever age. No, they can't, because young girls gonna have to get it.
Yeah, I think it needs to be an age limit.
I go, let's do 45 to 65.
Okay, if you are between the ages of 45 and 65 and currently seeking a mate, Coach is going to help you. Reach out to us. No liability though, because there's some go left. If you end up being like the ladies in the Conjugal Visit, again, rest in peace.
And listen,
no liability.
Listen, I ain't out here trying to find your future husband, none of that.
Well,
I'm trying to fix those lonely nights.
Because they can get D anywhere, I'm sure.
That's not what I'm talking about. They might just be waiting on that phone call. You know what I'm saying? I might have somebody, you know what I'm saying, 10 o'clock every night, hit them. Hit on the line every night.
Is this kind of a package deal? So many calls for how much? Are you just doing a free trial right now?
You gotta pay like you weigh.
Hey, one thing about the game right here, this ain't a poor woman sport.
Is this like gonna be like one of those hotlines they used to have back?
No.
It's not more classy. This is gonna be more classy.
Sport.
Yeah.
This is
I
not a
know.
program.
Well, you know what? Count me out. I don't know if I would recommend anybody for this.
Nah, I take care of y'all. That I take care of y'all. Don't worry about that. Y'all, you know y'all good. Y'all just say the word. I got y'all. I have somebody calling to this pod right now.
Word of mouth advertising works good.
Yeah, hey, I'm a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about me, I attract cool guys. You know what I'm saying?
Self-proclaimed.
And it's really, you know what? It's actually not. A lot of people should tell me that too. But for the record, when I say I attract cool guys, let me let y'all know this right here for the people out there in the world, because the world's so crazy. I'm talking about as far as, you know, kinship, brotherhood, the domino game. We can kick it. That's what I'm saying. I attract cool. But now they're like most of the guys that are around me, like just being 100, most of the guys around me are pretty solid guys. Especially if I call you a friend.
Right.
I ain't just talking about anybody that's standing next to me. But if I call you a friend, I have dealings with you. And most women, especially like a lady just told me not long ago, she's around a lot. Her son's my godson, matter of fact. But she said, I ain't gonna lie, like, she said, why am I out here single? You got all these guys that you kick it with, and I mean, all of them solid. Why am I single? I said, well, you know.
You're not doing your job, coach.
Nah, but you know, I recognize with women, you know, sometimes women say they want this, but I recognize, baby, to be with a guy that I kick it with, them type of caliber guys, I'm recognizing some growth you need. You ain't ready for him, because I don't want you to get with him and fuck it up. You need some growth, baby. You got some growth,
Speak
baby.
on it, coach. Speak on it, coach.
Baby. You know what I'm saying? They always think it's us. They always think it's us, Pop. You know what I'm saying?
The majority of the time.
I said, hey, baby, you need some growth, baby.
But I'm telling you, you hit on the elephant in the room. No, all respect to Big Dank, but you hit on that.
Stop it.
But you hit on something, and I think that, you know how, like with the economy, the market sometimes will correct itself. Yeah. There's gonna be some market correction in the next 15 to 20 years. We're on the edges of it, but I can guarantee you. And if it's not market correction, it'll be just a cataclysmic crash.
Yeah, but you know, when I say that to a woman though, and say that she needs, you know, clean some stuff up, and to be honest with you, that's a man's fault. And I'm not talking about the guys walking around like that's the not having a good role model in front of you as a father. Not you know, because when women don't see that and they only see a woman, they don't even really see a woman and how she can really treat a man, and how the right way to treat him, the right way to talk to him, and we ain't not to do this and we ain't not to do that. You know what I'm saying? They just get the stories and the lessons, but they're not seeing it. So then when you 30 years old, 35 years old, and why I can't find nobody, and not being harsh, I'm the guy that's gonna come tell you, especially if I fool with you. Hey, don't do like the way you talk. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of women don't know because they ain't never seen it.
It sounds like a lot of these women don't know how to be vulnerable and soft because they have been in households with only women, and those women didn't have an opportunity or the male support in the homes to be vulnerable and soft. They've had to be the head of the households. They've had to be strong. And so that's all they've seen. And that's all they know is to be strong, be the voice, be the leader. And so there was no opportunities to learn that behavior.
It's that, and you know how to dress them clothes up some more and close your damn mouth, and you can't leave. You're not leaving here at 12 o'clock at night.
That's, again, being vulnerable and soft. No opportunities to learn that because there were no males in the home to provide that safety for the women who were raising them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some of them got daddies and stuff around the house. They just don't want to listen. But, and that's no story. But
everybody got a story.
Yeah, for sure. But
I think to Coach's point, I will say this. I think you are correct in, regardless, male, female, however it go, because it could definitely be both ways. There comes a point where you have to decide to take a look at yourself. That self-reflection is key, and decide, what do I need to change in order to get the things that I want, that I say I want, because you can't remain the same in life. there's growth and evolution that has to occur for certain gifts and certain doors to be opened for you. And so until you're ready to do that, and that takes work sometimes because it's hard for you to look yourself in the mirror and see the ugly parts. So I think that that's key as well. And then when you have somebody, a friend, especially of the opposite sex, because that brings a different perspective to the table. I think you do have to respect it to a certain degree and try to look at it that way. I'm not saying that's always the answer, but I think it can be a key part.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. I was watching. I woke up one morning a couple days ago, about 2 in the morning, and I was bored, and I decided to watch Roots. Couple things, man. That damn Fiddler. I wouldn't have been hanging around Fiddler.
Wow.
Wouldn't have been hanging around. Me and Fiddler would have got along pretty.
Remind me of Fiddler. I hadn't seen Roots in years.
Yo, Fiddler, he don't want nobody to do wrong. He want to, hey, this what we got to do.
He's one of them house ones. Okay.
You know,
He was
Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah,
okay.
He was a Fiddler player. You go there, make him feel good. He did all the right things. Fiddler made sure all the things. I ain't like Fiddler.
He had to be.
I ain't like Fiddler.
They're surviving.
I ain't like Fiddler. And one thing, that boat ride was a motherfucker. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's a lot. I'm watching that movie, and I'm like, we hear the stories all the time. And hell, I was part of a generation that was made to watch Roots on one weekends when it came on.
Me too. Every February.
Yeah, we're watching this. That pissed me off. But like just to see certain stuff, and I know that's just the way that the author expressed his thoughts making that movie. But to really, that's just an expression. Lord knows like what those conditions really, truly were.
I mean, he went back and traced his history.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying not to have lived in it, like I would have hated to see the actual shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's, and I was reminded of so many things that go on today. Like watching Roots, you know what I'm saying? I was reminded of so many things going on today. We talk about the Head Start all the time, or lack thereof. They came in and said they came in and denounced slavery, and I'm talking about everybody was happy, having a jolly good time. And white man came around the corner and said, "Well, I guess I ain't got to tell you the news. You already heard." They said they were just happy as they could be. Yeah, we heard, but he said, "Well, I ain't got nobody to, till the land. You're more than welcome to stay, and we can divvy this thing up. Even with that, you're losing so much money because you don't need as much money to fund the war no more. You're losing all this money. I'm about to move out of town." Now these folks saying, "Now you still owe, y'all still owe us. Get y'all ass out there and get to work." And it's, not enough black people, not enough resources. So they kind of, in order to have this little piece of whatever I got to do this. And Louis Gossett Jr. is Fiddler. He said he made a comment on there. He was talking to Toby Kunta Kinte. And he said, "What you're doing is gonna make me lose everything I got. And it's not much, but it's all I got." And it was just a lot of things in there just watching that movie, and we're watching the different series of it. It kept on like damn. And this 2025 now. We're in 2025, and these stories was from the 1800s. And it's 2025, and a lot of those same things, it may look different, and it might be worded different, but it's the same shit.
I'm glad you're reminded of that.
Some people are so very removed.
We're going back.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
It was not.
Like when you really look at the, because I'm looking at the years of different things he was posting, I'm like, shit, that was 100 years ago.
Yeah. We're still dealing with the ramifications of that.
For sure.
We were made to watch Shaka Zulu. And one of the things about Shaka and bringing it up to today, people get a lot more nuanced in the way that they pillage. They're on such a level that they can do things right in front of folks' eyes, and seemingly intelligent people will have the wool pulled down over their eyes. Because when things happen abroad, they they set up things, and I won't even get into it because I told myself I wouldn't. But when you said certain things are going on up to this day,
Oh
I
yeah, for
will.
sure.
But we can certainly talk about it at a later time, and I'll make it very
Yes.
plain,
Yeah.
very, very, very plain to those, because I can talk to intelligent people about things that are nuanced, because it takes, and that's one of the things that has happened. Sometimes education helps to condition, but not to make a critical thinker, Neka B. I think you've been alluding to that. Critical thinking is one of the most important skills any group of people should possess.
Well, I will say that I think I definitely agree with you on the part where curriculum as it stands and has it always been has not ever been to produce, like you said, thinkers. The number of people who don't think, if I convert them into being critical thinkers, that they're going to outnumber us, right? And I have to
Right.
I have to stay in control. So I get that part
Right.
wholeheartedly. And let me tell you something. Just for me personally, I've never been the type of person that impressed with degrees, because when you talk about teaching to a test, I can memorize almost anything, and I can tell you I can go on a test and ace it without that don't mean I learned
Right.
anything. That
Simple
don't mean
reciprocation.
and not only that, I before I put all these accolades behind my name, I respect you more when I see that you actually can think and make moves and actually make a difference. Because again, I can put a million accolades behind my name because I memorized the test. That means absolutely nothing.
Right.
That means absolutely nothing.
They're
I
100.
agree.
Yeah, because
I agree.
my daughter was playing with me the other day, and I was doing something that was definitely beyond my scope, but I did it pretty well. Me, my first time doing it, and she was like, "Mama, you used to always say you can do anything." I said, "I can, baby. I can do
Yeah,
anything,"
come
and
on.
I wholeheartedly believe it. And I'm not gonna go in there brain surgery or nothing, but I do believe I was gifted with being able to do almost anything.
Look at you walking like you're 6'5". I like that. Yeah.
One of the smartest people I know, he didn't graduate from high school. You know, he did go on to get his GED, but one of the most innovative, I mean, just extremely gifted, but never graduated. And I know several folks that, and sometimes I think that there might be a difference. I look at smarts and intelligence different, because intelligence is information, where I think of smart people as more of critical thinkers. They just see a problem and they can assess and develop a solution to it. And
Which
I
has
don't
nothing
think
to do with
those folks are
paperwork.
exactly. I don't think those folks are respected enough.
Yeah.
And I'll even go to taking it to the streets. I know some real smart street men. I know some, I mean, when I tell you they can outrun some of these Ivy Leaguers, if you put them in the right setting and make them be able to draw the correlation between what they're doing in the streets and how they can make it
Right.
run in a real business. But they
Right.
want to keep us in that space. It's a agenda to keep us in that limited space, so then I can still remain in control and powerful. So when I take it back to the story of seeing all those black men, because that's what the vast majority were, line up on that prison wall for count like you're a child in front of your child, it's meant and designed to be that way. And the vast majority, I want to stick to that, were not violent offenders. It's drugs. We don't bring drugs into the community.
Right.
We don't. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, I don't want us to close out without mentioning the two 19-year-old young men in Georgia who
Come on,
were
let's go do it.
Qaadir and Naazir Lewis, 19-year-old twins, in Lawrenceville, Georgia, were found 90 miles from their home in Bell Mountain, Georgia. To my understanding, that's not where they have a whole lot of black people. Y'all can look it up. I don't know. They were found unalive, like the social media says, unalive. I hate that though, but unalive they were found. And the GBI ruled it as a murder-suicide. And here's why I say that: as a black mother, you have to fight for your children. I mean, before they come out, you're fighting for them, because you're not that just overall healthcare with Black women, right? Then when they come into this world, you're fighting the whole time. I can attest to for different things, and it's all sides. It's not just on the other side. You're fighting within too. Let me make that clear. So how do I get to that from this? Is I'm telling you, I have never laid eyes on these boys other than the pictures I've seen on social media. They did it was not a murder suicide. I will say that and put my life on it that it was not a murder suicide. The GBI has ruled it preliminary ruling because who am I talking about? The medical, what name am I thinking? Coroner, thank you. The coroner has not came out with a final decision yet. It still says pending. But right now it's considered a murder suicide. These two young men, again, want to state their age, 19-year-old twin young men had flights to fly out to Boston to see some friends. They missed their flight. Their tickets were found still in their pockets when they were found deceased, and they are labeling it as a murder suicide. The family had to fight like hell to even get any media coverage for this, right? To try to expose it, to try to get the people who are in office and in position to do their job. So I would just say again, for parents, it's very unfortunate. I can never even imagine the pain the family is feeling right now, but I will tell you to make sure, whether in life or death, to fight for your children, because they will rule it, whatever they want to rule it, however they want to rule it.
No, that's unfortunate. That's definitely unfortunate. I will tell you, being in Georgia for the time I've been here, I will tell you any one of these little cities with a Ville on it ain't a whole lot of us though. In them Villes.
Well, they wasn't in there. They wasn't there. Well, they obviously met with foul play, right? They obviously, I mean, I just think, again, 19-year-old young men.
Twins.
They said they were extremely close with just like locked in with each other.
And twins
I have twin nephews, and I tell you, they don't need nobody else. They are locked in together, solid and tight. I immediately thought of them, right? There's no way it would be a murder suicide. Y'all just bought tickets to go see friends in Boston, and y'all missed the flight. That's how the family was alerted that something was wrong, because they missed the flight.
And not only that, but this is one of the things when I was certain things, and you see something and your brain starts saying, something not right with that. Well, one of the things, if it was a murder suicide, has anyone seen the lead up to that mountain and how much they had to traverse to get up there? There was a person that he did it. He took the trip up that mountain, and he said it created all types of anxiety because it was so far up and it's so many twists and turns. And if that was the case, why would you need to go way up there to do it? And if you all start looking into it, look at what it takes to get up that mountain. If someone was going to do that, there are many other places. Because if you've decided that's what you're going to do, damn it, you don't even give a care where it's done. You just would do it. So in order to traverse that in the manner, because it made me nervous watching folks go up, they showed other people just start getting anxiety. And when you see the layout of this mountain and the pockets of people that live up on the mountain, anything could be done and it's going to be swept under the rug because it's such an isolated place. First of all, if you're not familiar with that, I doubt you'll be going up there in the first place. So you don't just stumble upon an area like that. So that's where you start. But it's going to be an extremely uphill battle because you have to prove things. And when knowing that I've done investigations in the past, and things have to line up, and you need witness statements. And if you don't have the system in place that is neutral, you know what I mean, it's difficult. So they might not be neutral. Let's start there.
Absolutely. And so here's the thing, though. I'll say this, and you tell me. I mean, of course, we can all speculate all day, but it only makes sense that they didn't go up there voluntarily, right? So, in my opinion, they were taken probably again after they met with foul play. Who knows where, what? But it's crazy that it's our children, I feel like, because at 19-year-old, you're still a child, always get done this way. They always get done this way. And the families have to fight like hell again, even to get a spigot of coverage. I don't understand that. I don't.
You know what? Another glaring thing that popped out of my mind, Neka B. How many folks do you know that travel with a pistol?
Right. They were getting ready to get on a flight. They know they couldn't. You see, right? It doesn't make sense. Right.
So there's some things that are obvious and glaring, and now that the attention is on it, and I think it's going to probably have to be outside entities, because sometimes in a small area, people have relationships, and of course it's not difficult to make something go away if it's not illuminated by the right type of light. So hopefully
but it was a reminder for me though, Pops, of the situation with the young man Kendrick Johnson that they found rolled up in that gym at. We know good well. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So even their family, they never got any type of justice for that, ever. Right. So it's unfortunate. I hate it, but I'm still gonna say fight for your kids in life and death. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine.
And I will say, like, just being down here in Georgia is not something that's being talked about for real.
And it should be. That's what happened. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And the aunt, they did an interview with the aunt of these young men, and she was saying like that she knew for a fact, like the family does not know that area at all. That's not somewhere that that they would ever be. Right. And so again, it's 90 miles from their home in a very remote area. And they had that flight to catch. People who are contemplating suicide don't catch flights. They don't book for flights. They don't look for future events, especially immediate future events. So I don't know who they have assisting the family. I don't know, but I definitely know as you are the driving force for things that go on in your immediate circle, and you have to fight. And sometimes it is exhausting. And when you're grieving, I can only imagine the elevation of which that exhaustion occurs. But you cannot let this go, because somebody is responsible.
And it has to start. I think it has to start as grassroots, and like the attention, and good people have to link with other good people. But I mean, with sometimes organizations have ulterior motives. That's why we like-minded people, that especially moms, dads that have children, all those, and it can't be a coalition of just Black people, because it's not going to get. You got to actually get some other folks in it to make sure this thing gets up. You have to have allies to get this thing off the ground. Now, the main engine will be the core, but to get appropriate and sustain it, because it's exhausting. A lot of people, they can't begin to understand. These are folks that probably got full-time jobs, but now this is the focus. It can wear you out, and you can burn. Some people don't give up, they give out. They just, their bodies will give out. So I mean, I hate it for that family. It's even more tragic when twins are lost, two gone one time, and they have their whole lives ahead of them. I can't even imagine. I can't imagine.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Definitely praying for all the families that's going through different things. Neka B, I appreciate you today for highlighting some very serious things going on in our community that needs to be talked about. Moral of the story for today, guys, let's love on each other. Let's love on our family. Let's love on our friends. And let's do the right things. Let's do the right things and keep the right things going on, guys. It's been another great episode. Neka B, Pops, Kae Maree. That's been us. We're all good. Black on the block.
I say open the door and let me in. Teach us all, reach us in. Turn the cheek, let it slide. Give 5 on the black hand side. The black hand side. Oh, black hand side, black hand side. Oh, the black hand side.